Are you talking? Okay, we're live. Let me add Emily. There we go. Okay. Okay.
Hey.
Hey.
Yay.
We're just 4 minutes late. An hour and 4 minutes late.
4 minutes late.
But as you can see, I'm in a hotel room and it would not be one of our videos if we didn't have technical difficulties, right? So
it's part of the charm of the show.
Exactly. We did it on purpose. Totally. Oh man. All right, Emily.
So, you gotta
be the hype guy. Yeah. So Graham has meetings in Florida and Marlo and I got to come and play. Nice. So yeah, it's been super fun. Yeah, she's a blast. It's a super fun age. She's 14 months and just excited about everything. So it's been super fun. But how are you?
Pretty good. Just hanging out.
Well, that's exciting.
We may or may not disclose why we were late.
I wasn't going to throw anybody under the bus.
Because I forgot to watch the show.
No, you started it.
I'm hearing an echo. Is your audio playing on the computer?
Uh-huh.
Okay. There we go. Cool. Yeah, that's better. Oh. Where do you have your headphones connected to the computer or? Okay, I can hear you. But now it's echoing again. Do you have your headphones connected to Instagram or the Zoom? Oh. Yeah. You should make the... Do you have audio coming out of the Zoom? Don't mute yourself on Zoom. Mute your speakers on Zoom.
Turn over, I'm a ding dong.
We have a giant audience that's dying, excruciatingly dying.
Is that better?
Yes, that's much better.
And our next presentation will be on tech.
This is both a Bachelorette podcast and a podcast about how not to run a stream.
This is going to be me next. Oh my goodness! Yikes!
Good times.
So you watched?
Yes.
So it should be all fresh for you since you literally just finished.
Yeah. I strategized it that way.
Good. Do you like how last week I was like, yeah, I'm going to try to do like some polls while I'm watching, and I did nothing. But I'm on vacation. So next week I legit will try to like do some more stuff.
One day this is going to be a real serious show and you guys are going to You guys are going to be like, I knew it all along. And we're just going to skyrocket.
And we'll actually have somebody watching, maybe?
In fact, we'll probably be invited to take over for Chris Harrison.
Because that's how good we are. You didn't get your contract yet?
What?
Oh, man.
Well, now I don't have any reason to show up. If you're going to skyrocket without me.
Okay, bye. Just Okay, so you be the hype guy. Get us started.
Okay, so this last week, first of all, I did not know last week that there was not going to be a rose ceremony until I got to like 30 seconds to the end of the episode, and I was like, wait a minute, there's no rose ceremony? And so then they had to leave it on the Carl cliffhanger. That's what I call it. It's the classic Carl cliffhanger.
Did you make some memes to start posting of the Carl cliffhanger?
No, but I also was like, is this gonna be a real cliffhanger or a fake cliffhanger? And well, that's what I was gonna ask you. Did you feel like the payoff was worth the cliffhanger?
I mean, they always pull shenanigans like that. So is it ever worth it?
I thought you were gonna say a different kind of short.
Well, no, they always pull stuff like that. So was it worth it? It's part of the hype. No, it never lives up to it. But that is legit, I think, the first time in Bachelor history that something like that's ever happened, because I think it's usually like, well, we have to let the drama play out, or I don't know, like one guy will go to her and be like, just so you know, and like this was the first time it was like, hey, we're a group. So
yeah, that was interesting, because who was that? That was Hunter. That was like, by the way, you shouldn't believe who was it?
Mike, the crossboy, virgin.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, you're right. It was, and yeah, I was like, okay, this is weird. They're like pack ganging up on him.
It was weird to me, the timing, which I guess they probably even planned that of like, they probably, well, I don't know, because I know that some stuff just happens authentically. I was going to say maybe they told him you can't speak until you're spoken to, because I felt like the timing was weird. Like you would think that like as the rose ceremony is going to start that he would say, hey, Katie, we just want to tell you, and like say it then, or that he'd pull her. So I don't know. It just was like, I was thinking, did they like choose a spokesperson and they're like, hey, we know you're going to get a rose. So when you get a rose, you say this. Like,
yeah, right. Or did he take it upon himself? Or like, yeah. And also, like, the whole thing, I mean, obviously all of it is over dramatized, but like, to me, it just felt like pure manufactured.
it did, except I was grateful that like, this was one of the first times that I feel like they were like, this is a bunch of bull crap, so let's put the kibosh on it. Whereas I feel like usually it's like one of the seasons, a few, like 2 or 3 seasons ago, it was like, stay in your lane. I am in my lane. No, you stay in your lane. Over and over and over for like multiple episodes. And it was like you were saying, over dramatized. It was like, enough. And so I was glad that they were like, this is bull. And they actually like said enough is enough and just kind of like, we can move on now with that.
So like they canceled him?
I'm subscribing to cancel culture.
There you go. Yeah. The propaganda is worming its way into your brain now.
Well, okay, I did think it was funny, and I'm getting ahead of us here a little bit, but how, like, at the end of the episode, how they're like, yeah, I don't like what Thomas is doing, and so he's got to go. And I was thinking, okay, you successfully get rid of one guy, and now you have this, like, power complex of, like, we're in charge, we're sending him home. Yeah. No, boys, it's still Katie. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, they might send her home, too. but okay, and spoiler alert, maybe I shouldn't jump ahead, but Carl...
Should people be listening to this at all if they don't want spoilers?
Carl was kind of right, though. Like, you know what I mean? Because the whole rest of the episode was drama about, you're not here for the right reason.
Okay, but that too. And we're just all kind of jumping around, and then we'll actually try to follow the episode a little. But that whole thing of like, Thomas, have you ever thought about wanting to be the Bachelor? I've listened to so many podcasts and so many articles where they're like, yeah, nowadays, that literally is 50% of the reason that everyone goes on the show is because they think exactly what Thomas said. Either I'm going to fall in love, or I may get a shot at being the lead, or I'll just get increased followers. And then they make it seem like, what? You would think you're a terrible person. That literally like is 50% of the reason that none of them actually goes on the show. Is because they be my true love. Like, they all think, yeah, that'd be awesome if it was. But if not, here's several other things. And so it's, anyways, that was my thing, is I'm like, we'll get to that later. I don't like Thomas anyways, but not for the reason that most people, and that none of them
everyone goes on the show
in there
Yeah.
thinking,
because
this is going to be my
think-
true love. Like, they all think, yeah, that'd be
it
awesome
seems
if
to
it
me like
was.
that would be
But
like
if
a
not,
baseline given
here's several
for
other things.
just
And so,
wanting to be on the
anyways,
show
that
to
was
begin
my
with.
thing.
But
Is I'm like, we'll get into that
every
later. I
season
don't
there's
like
drama
Tom's.
of like,
Anyways,
how dare
but-
you even entertain that idea?
and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought it was
hold
kind
on.
of.
Oh, go ahead. Keep talking. I just want to make sure the audio is feeding to YouTube, but keep talking.
Okay. No, I was just going to say, I did think it was cool that all the guys, I mean, it was a cheesy line when Mike said, we have to protect our queen. But I did like that mentality of like, because so much of the time it is, well, he said, and she said, and he said, and he said, and he said, and it's like multiple rose ceremonies.
No, I was just going to say,
Well, I hear us.
Okay, cool. It's working. Just wanted to make sure.
But yeah, I feel like so much of the time it's like so drawn out, and like one guy goes and talks to her and then another says a different version, and instead it was like, we're all here together, here's how we feel, done. And I was like, that was refreshing. So
Yeah.
even though
right.
was it way too dramatized, and was it cliche, the wording they used? Yes. But I was like, well, that was nice to just see them all stand up to her and just be done.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess so. Like, do you think there was a chance she wasn't going to send him home? Because there was that whole drama of, like, she's like, I don't know what to do now because I was going to
she said she was going to keep him. My guess is she would have kept him for another 1 or 2, simply to see, because if she had any doubts, sometimes they're like, well, I don't want it to look like I'm sending him home because he was honest with me, and so like benefit of the doubt kind of thing. Do I think she really liked him? No, but I think she just might have like switched it up. That was my other question though, is who was she gonna send home?
Yeah, right, exactly. Who got their necks saved? Because the other 2 were, here, I'm showing the pictures. I'm showing Carl right now. The other 2 were Kyle, which we hadn't really seen that much from Kyle.
Which when we looked at bios, you and I picked him to be the winner.
Whoopsies!
He went home night 3.
Yeah, he must have been like so boring because we didn't really see much of him. And then John. Yeah. So
John just felt really young to me. Like we said, they kept him around because he was the token Asian, and he seemed really nice. Like I've seen memes being like vindication for John, and it's like, I think he's a really, like, probably a nice, sweet guy, but he just looked really young and not like, she's all about the sensual, sexy, and he didn't feel that way at all.
Yeah.
So, oh, you're screen sharing. I can see now.
Yeah. Oh shoot.
Sweet.
I just disappeared your
oh, thanks a lot. You showed John and get rid of me.
Your video feed.
Oh, he's 27? He's older than I thought. He looks like 23 or 24 to me. He looks super young.
Yeah, he does. Well, it's that Asian heritage.
It's true, which I can't say that because I'm not Asian, but you can, so.
Okay, now I got your video feedback. This is a really high quality production, you guys.
Yeah, as they can tell by us being 4 minutes late and then I don't even know how to like mute it, and yeah, we're winners for sure.
It's because we're relatable and we're real life, you know?
Which is why we have nobody watching right now.
We're accessible to people. That's not the point.
So I've been hanging out with one of my friends here in Florida, and she was like, so are you enjoying doing your like video? And I said, yeah, it's super fun. I said, we don't really have a following or anything, and we probably never will, but we enjoy it and it's super fun.
Yeah.
Hey, Prem is here.
Yay, Prem. Come party with us, Prem.
Prem, it's you and my mom who are like, we're gonna make you t-shirts that say #1 fan.
You're our whole fan base.
I'm sure Prem is gonna start a marketing campaign for us and get us tons of followers. Prem, it's good that you're late because we had a lot of technical difficulties, but now we've got them worked out, so we're like ready to roll.
I didn't tell you about it because I knew we were going to have technical difficulties, and now here you are, just perfectly on time.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man.
Exactly. Turnabout is fair play. Okay, so my question was, well, it wasn't a question, but they like left Aaron to the very last rose, like dun dun dun. Is he even gonna get one? And then we were like, he was Mr. Gunslinger hero of the last episode, obviously.
Yeah, no, he was gonna get one. They did that for dramatic effect because they're.
Which is shocking because this show would never do something like that.
Yeah, I know. It's not like it's reality TV. Okay, so I left Aaron till the very end. Also, I know you don't watch this is your first time watching, really. Interesting. I do legit think that was probably the first, it's the only one that I can remember. It may have happened some other time, but it's the only one that I can remember where the Bachelor or Bachelorette didn't walk the contestant out. Like every other, when Carl left, like even when things have ended like kind of ugly, it's usually been like, I'm going to go ahead and walk you out. Or like, even if it's really tense, it's like they're at least, I'm sure it's happened before, but that was the most awkward and like, oh wow, she's not even giving, like they didn't even say bye. He just kind of walked out like.
And also, who was the third guy? We saw John. Kyle, we didn't really even see him necessarily getting kicked out. He just kind of was gone.
He's like that nondescript. I saw him hug one guy and then he was gone. John at least got to like wish her the best and whatever.
Like,
so
straight by Felicia, those guys.
I know. Poor Kyle and John. And Carl, good riddance. Okay, so we finished the rose ceremony and then we go into group date number 1.
Which was the worst date ever, where they like flogged them and forced them to.
You should see that. You should show that meme, but we don't know which one it is.
Yeah, which one is it?
I don't know. It's 4 or 5 probably. 4 or 5. Let's see. Nope.
The one where they're all sitting in the
circle?
There we go.
Remember when they used to like ride go-karts or bungee jump?
I know. That's what I was thinking too. Like, first of all, whole thing was horrifying as a date. It was like excruciating. And then also like I felt like it was just kind of a carryover of like lecturing people, you know? Like about, I don't know, cancel culture and virtue signaling and air your grievances and all of that sort of like purity testing people.
Yeah, and I just think it is. It's so like, it's COVID and like we can't do the fun things we used to do. So let's get creative. And they tried to make it relatable by having Nick come back, being like,
wait, okay, who was that dude? Because I recognized his face, but I didn't
know. Show the other one that I think it was number 4 with the girl in the red dress. No, that one. Nick Viall coming back for his whatever appearance in The Bachelor, being like, what does it say? Surprise, bitch. I bet you thought you got rid of me. So he has been, Nick was the runner-up on 2 Bachelorette seasons because he came on 1 and was the runner-up and didn't get chosen. And then he showed up late on another girl season. They let him come as like hey, we've met once before. And he made it to top 2 for her and didn't get chosen. So then he went on Paradise and
was he on the season that we watched? Is that where I recognized
him? Yeah. And he was he kind of redeemed himself on Paradise where people were like, aw, poor Nick. So then he got to be The Bachelor. And he got engaged on The Bachelor. And then, of course, that didn't last. But he's been he makes guest appearances on all these seasons and whatever. So it's like, he's like Nick came back and whatever. But I love that.
See,
surprise,
that's what all of these guys want. They want the actual career out of it.
Exactly. But if they admit that, then how dare you? You're going to kill Katie.
Yeah, so like, what's the big idea? How come they're not dragging him? If you actually do it, then you get the accolades.
Well, because he went all the way to the top and had his heart broken multiple times, Emily. Right. It's totally different. Oh, good grief.
But yeah, that whole thing to me was like excruciatingly cringy, and also I felt like I was being lectured.
I didn't feel the lecture thing as much as just like, I can't imagine, like, I always think, and they know what they're getting into when they sign up for the show, but even for Katie, when she's like, I'm going to share something with you guys that not even my own mother knows. And I'm like, yeah, that now your mother is going to find out on national television. But there's stuff like that every season where it's like,
yeah.
So I think it always has that awkward feel of like, I wouldn't want to air that in front of, even if it is going to end up on national television, I would rather have it be in a one-on-one conversation rather than like a performance. But devil's advocate, only positive is if they air all their dirty laundry like that, nobody can come and sling it at them from behind their back. They can be like, oh, I heard that Hunter was a horrible person and cheated on his, or whoever cheated on it, Connor cheated. And it's like, well, can't sling any dirt because they slung it on themselves. So that's the only redeeming quality is I feel like it kind of just aired stuff. But I do think it was very cringe and really like, ew.
And also, like, I don't know, I didn't really care about what any of them had to say. Like, I was like, okay, why are you telling us this? Except for Connor B making a huge dramatic thing about, like, being an alcoholic and then cheating on his girlfriend and, like...
Well, and Hunter, though, like, lost his wife. I mean, like, they divorced and whatever, and I'll never do that again. And
yeah, that
very
was
intense.
Kind of intense, yeah.
But,
and then Justin, all Justin's faces. Yeah. Wait, where's the...
Oh, yeah, all Justin's faces. I don't know which one it is.
There it is.
What does it say, Avery? Oh, there's a mood for...
There's a Justin for every mood. Yeah. His faces were cracking me up.
Oh, what was I going to say about... Oh, okay. I feel like it was a bit dramatic. Hi, everybody. I feel like it was a bit dramatic for them to be like murdering Thomas for being like, we're all serious and he's smiling. What a terrible person. Except it is like when you're somewhere like, oh, a Bible study or a serious conversation where like everybody's like sharing from their heart and crying, and then somebody's like, oh, it is kind of like off mood. So I do think how it's awkward, but I also feel like they're a little dramatic how much they were hating on him for it, you know?
And also like they were being like forced and coerced into this, we're gonna make you share type of thing. I wouldn't want to say anything either. Just make up some bull crap.
Yeah, and then if you're gonna tell her anything at all, tell her when it's just the two of you. We'll get to that when they have their one-on-one time. I feel like that was my issue with Thomas when we talk about the evening portion. Anything else on the date before we move on to that?
No, I just was really, really super irritated by it, but that's about it.
I did appreciate that at least Katie shared something instead of just making them share, but still, yeah, it was all very...
Yeah, that was the part really where I felt lectured, because first of all, she didn't actually say any real thing. She just said, oh, it was a thing that was not consent. But, like, what does that even mean? And, like, why are we talking about this? And, like, it's just, like, shoving Me Too down everyone's throat and lecturing us.
And I felt like the one thing I did feel like was that she didn't, like, all the guys are like, I cheated. I was an alcoholic. I'm the reason I got a divorce. And she was like, something was done to me, instead of being like, here, let me tell you when I was a real dick. Like, instead she was like, let me tell you what was, and I'm not trying to belittle, like, that sucks that she went through that. I'm not trying to belittle that, but it's like, all these guys just told you the terrible things that they went through, and then you're going to say something that was done to you, not something that you did.
That, and also one of the problems that I have with the Me Too movement is that it places every incident on the exact same level, you know? And so it actually devalues truly, truly traumatic events. And to just throw it out there like, oh, something happened, but I'm not going to say what it was, and like, you know, all that kind of stuff, it just like, it takes away the validity of things that are actually truly horrific, you know? And that's what...
Hot button topic.
Exactly. So get out of here with that, Bachelorette.
Yeah. Okay, so the night portion, I'm trying to think. So I had all my notes. This is like a really rough format. You're going to lose my video for a second on YouTube because, I thought it was hilarious. This is going back to when the date card gets handed out and they're like, it doesn't say love Katie. There's no love Katie. And I was like, okay, guys, that's just plain drama. And then, where is it? Okay. So I don't have a lot to say about the evening portion, except for, I think it's hilarious when Connor B, they're like laughing, talking, and then when he goes in for the kiss, he's like, and it becomes like instantly sexual. And I just think it's hilarious because it's like, there's no like, oh, we're kind of flirting and lean in for a kiss. They go from like buddy to like this passionate, let's go to bed. And it just was very like, I was
like, whoa.
Yeah. And it was very abrupt to me. I was like, ooh. Yeah. Let me get back to the video. Sorry. But then Thomas. That's really all that I have to comment on. Let me give you my hot take on Thomas, and then I want to hear yours. I don't have an issue with him having thought about being a bachelor, like I've already said, because I think they all have those and just don't admit it. I don't have an issue with him not sharing his guts in that group thing because, yeah, that would be awkward. My issue with Thomas is I do feel like he's such a good schmoozer and he's really good at like talking. Like she called him on his crap. And I was like, so much of the time when guys dodge the question like that, the Bachelorette's just like, oh, and she was like, yeah, okay, that's really good. But I feel like you're dodging the question. Mm-hmm. And I feel like she eventually let him off the hook too easy. Like, I feel like I would have kept fighting and been like, you're still dodging the question. And she did kind of cut him some slack. But that is my issue with Thomas. Like, everybody is hating on him for all these reasons that I feel like aren't valid. But that's the one thing that I do feel like is valid of like, when she specifically said, can you please, no, I need you to give me an example. Like, no, I need you to say he was really good at just like,
bullshit.
Oh, but I'm just so crazy. Yeah, totally. And so that was my issue with him is I'm like, okay, now I really don't trust you because I feel like you're just being a schmoozy bullshitter. And that's gross.
Yeah, that's exactly the same thing that I was thinking too. Because she called him out so directly and said like straight up answer the question, and he was like, oh, I'll answer any kind of question you want. Psych, no, I won't.
And but didn't answer it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I felt the same way about him. And also he's still very sweaty. And there was something else.
Go to the meme of Nick with the clipboard about Thomas. No.
I should really title these.
Well, we'll be more on top of it when I'm not on vacation. Well, no.
Where is it? Oh,
there.
This one. Here we go.
You read it.
We went through every single one. In case you were wondering what's on the clipboard, Thomas lying.
Thomas is lying. I did think that was
real notes.
Pretty great. And then go back to, I think it was meme 1. Go back to 1. Can you zoom out or no?
Yeah. Wait, hold on.
So, for those of you who have been watching The Bachelor for a long time, or The Bachelorette for a long time, Josh Murray was a contestant on Andy Dorfman's season of The Bachelorette. Same one Nick was on, actually. And I know they don't look like
they're... He was on the Bachelor in Paradise season 2.
Yes.
Wasn't he? Yeah,
yes.
I recognize him.
Total douchebag. Can't stand the guy. He actually won Andy's season. And then that ended and he went on Bachelor in Paradise. And he's been a jerk to like all the women he's been with. He's just a total, what's it called? Like where they mansplain but what's it called? Where gaslighting. He's a major gaslighter and just like a total douche. I get major Josh vibes, and I've said that every week. And so I had to do the side by side. I know that they don't look super similar, but you can see like similar nose and mouth shape, and like they both just have that machismo kind of, and their attitudes. Josh was a total schmoozer like that too. And so anytime that Thomas talks, I'm like, it's another Josh Murray. So those are my thoughts on Thomas.
Yeah.
That's all I got on Thomas.
This other comparison.
Oh, this has nothing to do with this episode, but I just was talking about it and I had to show Am I the only one that feels like you can see
it? Yeah, they do kind of look similar, yeah.
So Cody's the one that went home last week with that whole Aaron drama, but I was like, hey, I just had to throw that in there. So moving on, because that doesn't apply tonight. Okay, so that was the night portion. She gave the rose to Connor, which I thought was appropriate because I feel like they have such a connection.
Connor, didn't she say something about, like, you're such a catch? And I was like, after he just said he was, like, an alcoholic and, like, doing all this weird jacked up stuff, she's gonna be like, you're such a catch.
Show Connor's picture. Because Connor's, I feel like he's gonna go super. This is gonna make a loud noise. Sorry, I'm unlocking my watch. Yeah, I feel like Connor's gonna go super far, and I don't find him that attractive, but he does seem to be like one of the most down to earth, balanced guys on the show so far to me.
Yeah, he's kind of like personable in a goofy way, kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I thought it was good he got the rose, blah, blah. Not really a surprise.
Yeah. And then we find out that Michael's wife died.
Okay, which my funny note during that is all these dudes sitting there like end of their workout, like having this heart to heart or whatever. It just tickled me when he's like sharing this sob story, which is horrible. And then I think that guy is Andrew M. Andrew's sitting there talking with him. And Andrew was like, he like starts telling it. Andrew reaches out and like touches his leg. And Michael was like, I don't know if you caught that, but Michael was like, it's okay, dude. Kind of like, get your freaking hand off of me.
No, I didn't see that.
It cracked me up because I was like, he's trying to be like comforting, but it's awkward sometimes when dudes try to comfort each other. And so Michael was like, yeah, okay, too much, dude. It was really subtle, but it cracked me up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I felt bad for Michael, but I was like, it's totally why the producers put him on the show, because your whole feeling towards somebody changes when you find out that they're a widower, not a divorcee, however you say it.
Yeah, right, exactly. And I don't know, like he still gives me like, he's the Ted Mosby one?
Yeah.
He's still like, his expressions to me are over the top for normal life.
He feels a little too cartoonish to me, like too like, but I think he is a likable, genuine guy. He's just too cheesy, fakey to me.
Yeah, and it's not like what he's saying is a goobery. It's like his face and mannerisms while he's saying it is like so like Goobasaurus.
Yeah, I agree. It's like that.
I don't know.
Hey Mom, welcome to the party. We did it an hour late because one of us needed to delay. I won't throw Emily under the
for unspecified reasons.
Oh goodness.
That had nothing to do with that I forgot to watch the show.
We're totally on top of this whole business. Oh, okay, so her date with Michael.
Yeah, okay, my first question was this her favorite date because of Michael or because of the dune buggies?
I wrote the exact same thing. That was literally my notes. I was like, oh, it makes sense to me now why she said her Michael date is her favorite date she went on, because she was like, sweet, dune buggies. It had nothing to do with Michael.
Yeah, right, because like they didn't really even show that much of them together, and what they did show was just like,
well, they did show a little bit of their conversation in the stargazing, and I do think stargazing is cool too, but there again, it's like cool stargazing thing on the roof or whatever that was, and cool dune buggy, so it was totally what they did, not Michael.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I agree, and she crashed the dune buggy too, so
that was my favorite, when she was like, I swear I'm a good driver, and then later was like, actually I did flip it and break the whole machine. Like, oh my word.
Yeah.
But she was shockingly calm when she flipped that thing. Like, I would have been like peeing myself and like losing my shiz, and she was like, just like, oh yes, I'm
okay. Yeah. I don't know, I thought it was kind of boring, but
I feel like a lot of these dates are, because they're stuck on the grounds or like right surrounding, and so it's not like, I mean, in past seasons it's like, oh, we're going to Prague and we're gonna go to Costa Rica, and instead it's like guess we better get him on the dune buggies because there's nothing else to do.
I guess, you know, they didn't cast very interesting people because they could have just like upped the conversation pieces of it, but no, it's just like, let me crash the. In fact, they probably made her contract that she would crash it just to bring some spice.
And that's why she was like, because she was expecting it.
or maybe it was remote controlled and they crashed her.
That's probably it. Just like all the little kids, like all the little kid cars that you can remote control now. I bet that's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay, so nothing significant about their date. It was really sweet, him sharing about his wife. Like, he did have sweet things to say, but I feel like she'll keep him around another 3 to 4 weeks because she thinks he's a good person, not because she's actually digging him. And I feel like how she's like, I take it really serious because I'm giving, what's his name, James, the son, I'm giving James a rose too. And I do think that she probably does think he's a good person, but there's no way that she will actually end up with him, just because I feel like she's in a different phase of life. Not that she was opposed to like somebody with a kid, but she's just like, they don't seem like a fit to me.
Yeah, right. I agree.
And I think he did.
It's the sympathy rose.
Well, sympathy rose, but he also did have the right things to say. He's just not the right one for her. Like when he was like, I feel so honored I get to fall in love twice. And it's like, who wouldn't like to, I mean, well, it is cheesy and I wouldn't like to hear it, but in theory, who wouldn't like to hear that? Yeah. It's just, yeah, okay, you're not the right one. So, yeah, right. I think he'll stick around for a little bit and then be gone. But nothing else super significant.
So they're setting up Thomas as the new villain.
So go to that meanie.
Oh, okay.
It's the one of Tom and Jerry.
Where is it? Dang it! Good grief. Every single one. Oh, there it is.
You can read it.
Yeah, the villain spirit leaving Carl and possessing Thomas. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I feel
which the irony to me is like, okay, we all hated Carl. Carl was annoying and whatever, but like he was right, and now we need a new sacrificial Carl, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, Carl though, you could just see, I don't know, just his smugness was so like, I'm doing this just to be a jerk. So that was, but yes, he was right. And Thomas, whatever. It's all a bunch of goofiness. So I almost try to like touch screen.
The larger analogy of cancel culture, right? Is that Carl got canceled in reality ultimately for nothing, but then everybody says, but it's okay because we didn't like him anyway. Like, that's cancel culture in a nutshell.
Carl and Chris Harrison, they're one and the same.
Exactly.
Look at that meme of, which one was it? No. Oh, that one, yeah. And
yeah,
but then
we already talked about.
Oh, no, where's the one about?
This one? No. Wow, no.
Did I thought I was. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm remembering one I didn't save.
I think we went through all of them, maybe.
Yeah, it must be something I didn't save. So what track was I going down? I don't know. Anyways, I just feel like Thomas, I feel like she thinks he's super sexy, and so she's going to keep him around to mac on for a while. I even think that, yeah, I think he could go not to the end, but like near the end, unless they blow this crap up too much and then send him home. Well, just because I think she finds him super, like, she seems really into him, like, sensually.
She does, weirdly, despite how sweaty he is. And he kind of looks like a mouse, too. I don't know. I'm not that into it, but whatever.
But yeah, but I don't know. What was it? Was it something about Connor?
But also, my question is, like, I guess, sure, it's valid to build a platform on, like, a douchey villain character, but, like, why would you want to? You know?
I think they just try to keep drama. I don't know. Hey, our moms are here now. It's a big
Hey,
party.
Mom! This is our largest audience ever. Both our
No.
moms in attendance.
No, we had 5 one time, like a week ago. Okay, give us credit. Okay, what else was there? Was there another? There wasn't another group date, was there?
No, it was just like fake.
There's almost always 2 group dates. That's really weird.
This episode was like beat a fake traumatic story out of everyone, and then do drama, and that was the whole episode.
I feel like there's something. Your mom's waving. Hold on. Let's see. I feel like. Okay. I feel like people use, so podcasts I've listened to in the past, they're like, people have made, which this is not, you'll see my point. Follow my tangent for a second. People will be like, oh, she's being such a bully on this show. And people are like, we need to quit using that term so loosely. Like when somebody's just being mean and when somebody's being a bully, like people like it a lot on The Bachelor where it's a bunch of girls. That's been a huge issue on a lot of podcasts and stuff is like you're saying, kind of like it makes things that are really serious, it kind of downgrades them. I feel that way about them calling Thomas a sociopath. They're like, he's a freaking sociopath. He's a psychopath. And I'm like, I do think he's a douchebag, but people are getting way too comfortable throwing around really serious terms. And I don't know.
Yeah, that was Aaron, right? He was the one that was like, I can't believe how much of a sociopath he is. And I was like, what are you even talking about? He's just like, he's equally as vain as anybody else. And...
especially Aaron.
I know, yeah.
Especially Aaron. Yeah. So then, that was the only other thing. The teaser. They say that Blake is coming this next week. Blake was on the most recent Bachelorette season, and he was kind of a character that was like kind of outspoken and more charismatic, and you could tell he didn't vibe really with either of the Bachelorettes because it was one of those where like that Bachelorette was there for a really quick time. She found her person in like 2 weeks, and so they had to bring a new girl in. He didn't really vibe with either of them, but you kind of knew that he was like kind of likable, but a little too strong of a personality. And so he's the one that's coming next week. And somebody that Nick Vial, was saying that he predicts that Blake will even be top 2 because he got a lot of time in the teaser and they made a really big deal about it and all this stuff, which I'm like, yeah, but they've done that in the past with stuff. So I'm curious. I just thought that was an interesting theory that Nick thinks he's going to go far. Mm-hmm. He shows up next week as like a, hey, I want a shot too, because they have to like switch it up.
Yeah, right.
So I think he'll stay.
First of all, I missed something in my notes that I have to point out and drag Michael for. When he was talking about his wife dying, he said, I wrote this down. He said, we wandered around the country aimlessly to find a cure. Sounds like you had an aim, Buster. How can you say we wandered around aimlessly to do something? It doesn't even make sense.
I just love that. That's what you have to go back for. That's amazing.
Yes, I had to police his language.
Okay, I have to look at my notes and see because...
And he also said exuberated.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's like, okay. While I check my notes to see if I forgot anything, I think we may have done this before, but I think we should touch base every week and just kind of see. And I want to put a poll out there one day this week or next week when I'm not on vacation, but of like who you predict to be top 4. So think about that.
Which stood out to you? Aimlessly to find a cure or exuberated or all of the above?
I make sure. Let's see.
Yeah, a poll to what now?
Just who you think is going to be top 4, which I think we've already talked about, but just to kind of like, I don't remember. So touch base, and I'm just looking. Oh, in my notes, I think it's hilarious. I think Katie walks like such a bro. She even posted one of her Facebook videos making fun of herself, how she like walks in like most of the girls like sashay in and she walks like a bro.
I noticed that too. Like she just got off a horse.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Let me see. I think that may be everything. I was just checking my notes, making sure.
Yeah, let me look at mine too.
Okay, and then I want to hear your top 4. And Mom and Auntie Los, you can tell me. I didn't catch exuberant.
That may be correct. You never know. You can look it up in the dictionary. It's right
That's
next
hilarious.
to aimlessly searching for a cure.
Yeah, whoever's actively listening right now or watching, if you have an opinion, we want to know who you think the top 2 or 4 will be. And then we'll have to put an actual poll up and see what people think.
Yeah.
Well,
okay, is there a distinction between your top 4 for who will make it to the top 4 and just the 4 that you like the best?
Oh, I was thinking like who we think will become the top 4, but we could do both. So let's see. But think about yours because I don't want to sway you.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me pull up the
I'm looking at the list of names over here.
Yeah. Okay, so first of all, I think it's gonna be.
Okay, I'm kind of swayed by some of the podcasts I've listened to, though.
Connor.
So I have mine. Connor B, yes.
Yeah, Connor B. And. Ooh, this is hard. I guess. Hey, oh, there's a page 2. Connor B. Quartney. No, just kidding. Thomas, I guess. Fine, I'll say Thomas. And then Aaron. Will Aaron last that long? No, I bet he won't.
No. Emily,
Andrew
come on.
S. Andrew S. And who's the dude that? Oh, Greg.
Yeah, I'm with you, Mom. Yeah, so I think it'll be Greg, similar to yours. I think it'll be Greg, Connor B, Andrew S, and then maybe Blake, based on what Nick said.
Oh yeah.
And that was the other thing that I thought was interesting is when we looked at bios, we said, well, I thought that the ginger was kind of cute, Garrett, and then we've been kind of like, he's not as cute when you watch him, and he hasn't gotten much screen time. So Heather McDonald, who was the like sex lady who helped host last week, I listened to a podcast that she was on, and she was saying that like, you know who's getting overlooked? Garrett. She said he was the best looking one in person. He had the best personality. He was super cool. And like, she was 100% Team Garrett, which I just thought was really interesting to hear that other perspective.
Right. We were right based on first impressions, and Katie is a shallow dipstick, is basically what you're saying.
That's what I'm basically gleaning from all. Repeat what, Mom? Repeat what?
Shallow dipstick.
Shallow dipstick? Shallow dipstick?
Just say it again, but more exuberated.
I'll try to say it. I'll directly try to say it aimlessly.
I'm kind of glad we didn't see much of Greg, honestly. He kind of is annoying to me.
Why do people like him so much? Yeah. Even one of my good friends who probably will never watch this, but if she does, sorry friend, she loves him. And I just
the top choices. I said Greg.
Show their pictures really fast.
Oh, okay.
Greg, because we agree on everybody except one other one. Yeah, come on, Emily.
Here's Greg. There's Greg. He's 27. He has the weird, like,
curtain hair.
Yeah, curtain hair.
Connor
B. He's the little kitty boy, drunk kitty boy.
Andrew S.
Said, yeah, Andrew S. Fake accent boy,
and then Thomas was your other one.
Yeah, I guess.
And mine is Blake, who was in the teaser, so we don't have a picture of him yet because he's coming next week.
Yeah.
So those are our guesses. I feel like she's gonna pick Connor B as her winner, but then a lot of people are saying Greg. So I feel like it'll be between Connor and Greg, unless Blake becomes like a serious runner-up.
Is Ginger still there even?
He is.
I haven't even seen him at all.
I know. I don't think he'll go very far, but Heather McDonald liked him. So.
Okay, interesting. You don't think Justin is gonna go far? Mr. Faces Justin?
I actually do think he'll go a little bit farther, but I don't think he'll be top 4.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know.
what else was I was looking at the list to see? Yeah, there's a lot of these names on here that I'm like, unless they have like a big turnaround and a lot of screen time all of a sudden, then yeah, Mom, we both think Andrew S. But I don't have Andrew S. is probably like my last pick of those. I'm certain about Greg, certain about Connor, and then the rest of them, it's like could be Blake.
We haven't seen
could
a
be
lot
Thomas.
of these people much yet.
Yeah. So Andrew S. I feel like there's just been different things and different podcasts I've listened to and the episodes we've watched so far where I feel like he may be top 4.
Well, yeah,
but
they can't
Greg
have
and Connor.
all white guys in the top 4. Are you crazy?
It's true.
That
and Blake's white,
offense.
so.
Yeah, an offense to humanity.
Okay, so we'll have to poll the people. Oh. Mom, I'll help you X them out because when I'm back, then we'll actually show our bracket. But I didn't bring my bracket to Florida, so and I was wrong on some of the ones that went home. So.
Oh yeah, I wrote down. I don't think I got it right either.
I thought Connor. Carl. I think Connor C. I thought Connor C. would go home and John would stay, and that didn't happen. So, yeah, Mom, I'll help you when we're not live. This is a very highly professional.
Yeah, you can't interrupt. We're on a live stream right now. You can't just walk around as if we're not highly professional.
Yeah, and we have a lot of viewers. We have had no technical difficulties. We didn't start an hour late because Emily forgot to watch.
We're gonna grow our audience by providing quality customer service and fan interaction by saying, "Get off our live stream" to our one viewer. Stop interrupting us.
When we go viral and people go back and watch 10 hours of our stream, they won't like it that you asked.
Bracket. Yeah, I think Bracket will be the winner.
Maybe Bracket will Oh, this was the best part of the whole thing. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, so next week, you're not on vacation. I'm not on vacation. Oh, I have company coming.
Oh,
I have company coming. That's terrible that I am like, maybe I'll...
I hope they're not watching. Get off our stream and oh no, company's coming.
Just lost our only other follower. I'm excited company's coming. I'm just saying I didn't think about that schedule conflict, so I'll have to figure it out. Oh, we may have to do it at 9 again next week, so we'll see.
Okay.
Did you see your mom's comment? Tell him he missed that whole portion. We talked all about that for the first 30 minutes.
You shouldn't have been late.
Mom, don't be sacrilegious.
Yeah, so Thomas is the devil. And Chris Harrison was thrown out of heaven. So there you go. Great controversy.
Yeah, there you go. A third of the angels would be the third that have already gone home. No. Oh, goodness. Well, thanks to our vast... Well, I think we even lost Prim tonight. I don't even think we have...
Prim, you should have stayed to the end. The ending is the best part.
Oh, my word. Well, this was a blast. I was not feeling it tonight because I am tired. But it was super fun. So thanks for being the coolest cousin. Thanks to our mothers and our vast fan base. And we'll catch you next week. Send us your memes, your predictions, and no spoilers.
At an undetermined time, so don't hold us to that.
Either 8 or 9, if we remember to watch. But don't miss it.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.